Introducing new Moth Be Gone. Welcome back to WETT The Splash, the home of all your naughty little secrets.
We are live from the scene of the accident, and the death toll has climbed to a staggering rate.
Welcome back, motherfuckers. Unfortunately, it's just me, but oh well, we're gonna do a fucking black tie CBD ad anyway. Black tie CBD, they got fucking CBD. It's so fancy they wear a black tie. Thick one, 10% off. Fuck you. Wrap your car around a tree. And here we go. All right.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right, so we're back with another episode. Quick message before we start. Yes, the show will be continuing on without the shine. We got a lot of love and support this week. Thank you to everybody that messaged us, the show, me personally. I'm sure a lot of people messaged the shine as well personally. But the show's got to continue. I've made a Discord, and we're going to be doing a lot through the Discord. So I've set up you guys can send me like things to talk about. I set up a voice chat to where you can leave me voicemails. Like say I'm talking some shit and you think you could top it or you think I'm an asshole. You know, leave me a voice message just calling me a cunt and I'll fucking respond to you calling you fat.
You just opened up a floodgate.
I'm so here for it, dude. I'm going to send pictures of my asshole, my feet, everything. It's going to be...
Dude, so I in our Discord, I had originally posted. So I've got our sticker, right?
Also, for those of you listening, this is Cody from the Redneck Review.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Lucky to have you on, buddy.
Yeah. No, so we've got our sticker here, right?
Yeah.
And it's got our faces. So what I did is I cut out just our face to like I left my hat and like Quint's hairline and everything.
Yes.
And then I put this over my balls so that you can only see my balls.
Oh, that's
like,
beautiful.
Where the faces were.
Yeah.
And I had my wife take the pictures. I scarred her a little bit, but
yeah.
And then I posted that in our Discord, and it was up there for like, I don't know, a month and a half. And then I started really thinking about it. I'm like, I've got a job that kind of deals with the public, and you know, I can pass off, you know, doing jokes and stuff like that because I'm an amateur comedian. But then there's just a picture of my balls floating around out there, so I I was really encouraging people to post like their dicks. I was like, I will send you a sticker if you like slap it on your balls and post it in the Discord. And you know, it just never worked that way because I guess people are just too gay to send dudes their dick.
That's true.
I don't understand it.
I don't understand that everybody's just so afraid their dick's not gonna be big enough for the picture. Like
Dude, you just got to lean into having a small dick. Like
that's really how it is.
My entire like dating career, ever was I just told the girl straight up like, got a small dick, and they're like, ha ha ha, you're 6'1", you're packing.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, you can. I mean, I definitely played off of that with girls.
Yeah, you're 6'1", soldier. You know.
Yeah, and then I'll just trap them, you know, with emotions, and then you know I fuck them after a month or so after they're already invested, and then they just can't leave, you know.
Yeah, it's good enough.
And,
you know?
and then they can't complain because I was up front with them, and then I got mad head game. So it's like, I don't know what you want from me. I was honest the entire time. You just thought I was bullshitting you.
Yeah, I never said I had a fucking hog in my pants, and you know, I'll eat your pussy and like listen to your stories and hold your hand and shit. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Ahead of the game, you know. Like,
yeah, dude, I'm telling you.
This dick comes with flowers.
Yeah, all you small dick motherfuckers, work on your head game, and then you gotta wait to have sex with them. Give it at least a month, maybe 6 weeks. And that time, that's when you're hitting them like just right in the heart. You know, you're fucking them in the heart, and then you eat their pussy out a few times, and like, God damn. And if they want to go for your dick, you just go, no, I just, you know, I don't want to have sex too early because then, you know, in the past I've had sex and then lost interest and all that stuff. You just keep using that shit, and then all of a sudden they're invested. And they're like, oh, this is such a sweet guy. And then you can fuck the dog shit out of them for like 6 months, and then you're on to the next one.
I believe it was Little Dicky who said, we get them so emotionally invested that they really be coming. But yeah, here we go. By the time that we fucking, they so emotionally interested, they really be coming.
Okay, all right. So Little Dicky is copying my idea. But
yeah, he is. Cool. That goddamn curly-haired copy fuck.
Yeah, it's clear that he lifted that idea.
Yeah. Do you like that guy? You listen to his music?
I don't. No, not really. Dude, I love his fucking show on Hulu.
His show
I
is
can't remember
great.
the fuck is. Yeah, I love his show. It's funny. It mixes in music well. Yeah, overall I really enjoy his TV show, but I just haven't really listened to his music. Whenever he first came out and got big, I listened to it, but not here recently.
No, was it that just like is it that you don't like rap in general? Because I feel like it's rap, but it's also just tailored to being as pasty and white as possible.
Oh
You know?
no, it's not that at all. Like I
Like
don't
white
know,
crimes.
yeah, like 5 or 6 years ago, I just really switched over to listening to just podcasts because I was driving, so far to go to work. That music was like I would listen through my entire library of music within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's just that on repeat. So I was like, I might as well try and learn something. And listening to people talk is a lot easier to make the drive than listening to music and thinking to yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I'm kind of on the same boat where I almost won't listen to music. And I love music. Before I started podcasting, I was the kind of person that like, I would damn near sleep with headphones on. Like I was always listening to music. I grew up on a lot of Eminem, so a lot of angst as a child.
Not surprised. Not surprised.
Yeah. So I would always do music, but then once you get into podcasts and then like, if I'm all caught up on my shows, I'm even quicker now to go to an audiobook before I'm to pick up music. And it was to the point, it's to the point now where like I actually had like this petty standoff with Spotify that they'll never know about. It was like like that time every 2 years where your main card expires, so you got to go into your phone and or computer and fucking update everything. Well, so my Spotify comes around and I was like, man, I just don't listen to music anymore. I don't really know that I need Spotify Premium anymore. And like then I started thinking like, oh, maybe I'll go for YouTube Red, and then like, but I wasn't sure, so I just left the Spotify on pause. But then they did this shit that like to me felt petty, and like it was just like you either pay now or you cancel your account. Other than that, you're not allowed to like listen to music or choose your own music. And then like I'd get in my car and like my Bluetooth would sync up to it and it would open up Spotify automatically and start playing like a song in Spanish I've never heard before. And like and then like I'd open up Spotify, change it, and it won't let me. And I was like, fuck you, Spotify. You're not even gonna let me like take a breather.
Yeah, Spotify is more aggressive than when Apple put U2's album on everyone's fucking iPhone like 6 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah, I remember like waking up and I was like, why the fuck do I have a U2 album? Like it was just it was in my library and it just happened to play a song. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, fuck you too.
And I was like, what the fuck? And I tried deleting it out of my library so many times and it just would not let you.
Yeah, like remember those old Verizon flip phones that had an MP3 player on the front? So everybody had to come with that yellow card song, Lights and Sound.
Yeah, yeah, no, and then but Spotify also you install it on your computer, and it's just like, oh, it's you turn your computer on, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up, and start trying to play something, and I'll go into the settings and say don't start on startup, and then it just fucking does it anyway. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking delete this goddamn shit off my computer until I need it again, and then I'll delete it right after I'm done. Fuck Spotify.
Yeah, dude. At one point, like I kind of felt like I had a computer from like 2001 a couple weeks ago because I'd turn it on and fucking Spotify's got to load up, Steam's got to load up, Discord's got to load up, and it's.
I thought you were gonna say you keep that around for all your old nudes.
Oh, dude. Actually, I don't know about you, but like I went in not recently, and I went through my old email, like my email address from when I was a teenager. Went through that saved folder and started deleting everything I could see, bro. Like,
you're like, this was awesome at the time, and now it's child porn. So
yeah, exactly. It turned into a Christian book burning real fast.
Like the FBI, do not hack into my email, please, God.
Dude, I wonder.
I will be in jail for 10 years.
It would be so easy to get anybody like under 40 right now for like a loophole on child porn from when they were like a teenager and they had the internet.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, because teenagers were sending nudes left and right, and that's nothing wrong. But if you just happen to make another email when you turn like 17 or 18, like a professional one, and you never go back to like VaderDick64 at AOL.com, you're gonna end up having a vault full of child porn that somebody's gonna find one day. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like your wife goes missing, right?
Yeah.
And then they come in and they're like, we're suspicious of the husband, and so they go into your computer and like take all that shit, and they're like, he's got child porn on his computer.
Yeah.
And so they released that to the media, and they're like, oh, he must have murdered his wife. And you're just like, no.
Yeah.
That's my spank bank from quite a while ago.
Yeah, that's my 16-year-old spank bank.
Done.
That was my first titty picture ever. Like, I needed to keep it. It meant something.
It was granular. You barely tell there was a nipple there, but it got the job done.
Yeah, it was done like on a flip phone, on like a dirty mirror.
Dude, the first time I saw a pair of tits was via MSN. Yeah, MSN Messenger, and we had webcams.
Oh, God.
And I was just late night talking to this girl, and then straight up just pulled out a tits, and I was like, and that's back in the day when you had a computer room like in your house, you know what I mean? And my computer room was like right next to my parents' bedroom that was just separated with a fucking sheet. So when you had, and we had a Windows 98, they bought a Windows 98 brand new, and then we just updated it to like Windows XP, I believe. So it had that big fucking monitor that was brighter than the fucking sun.
Yeah.
So it's just on, and it's just bright as fuck. And I'm just like sitting here trying to like turn the fucking monitor so my parents can't see. I'm just like, yeah, let's do this shit all the time.
That's fucking awesome. Our computer, we had like something similar. My dad was did you ever hear of that fake college, Healed College? The one that it was pretty big out here and probably some other spots. It was like a IT college, like a tech college, and like they taught like ITT Tech, you know, where they teach like trades. And then eventually a bunch of scandals comes out and they get sued to fucking like literally obliteration, and everybody's fucking certificates don't work anymore. So my dad,
because they go and get the training, and then they're supposed to leave with national certifications, and then it just comes out bogus, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah, the school loses like accreditation, and now everybody loses everything. So he went to one of those, and we're talking about like IT, but in 1999. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, God.
Yeah. So
here's a wire, and this is how you weld it into a motherboard.
Yeah, and he was also white trash. So what he did was he took all the part. He would like whenever they're throwing away shit, he would like open up the fucking computer tower and take whatever part wasn't broken. And then so he built our computer at the house just completely out of fucking spare parts.
I think Johnny Cash has a song about that.
Really? That's probably why he did it. That fuck.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Just fuck. What is it called? It's you just talk. Maybe your producer knows. Fuck. He built a car because he worked at the GM factory.
Mm-hmm.
Cash car.
Yes. But yeah, so like but we had the same thing where it was just in my parents'
One piece
room.
at a time. There we go. One piece at a time.
Nice, yeah. So Johnny Cashed us a shitty computer with fucking Windows 98 and AOL on
it. Dude, and that was awesome. Did you get your internet through the CDs that you used to get at Walmart?
Yes. Yeah.
It was like free. Like I think it was like what 30 minutes or some shit of like that of like free internet.
Yeah. And I remember, so out in New Mexico, you can drive like 5 minutes out of where my parents are from and be in the middle of nowhere. We're talking like only dirt roads, no street lights, no like power lines, like
cousin fucking country.
Yeah, this is just dirt roads to random ranches and houses that somebody settlers lived in 300 years ago. So
yeah, a tornado goes through and they don't come out.
Yeah.
They're like, what? A tornado went through there? There's no one out there anyways.
Yeah,
if there is, fuck them.
Yeah, it's fine. It's literally the kind of country where once you've driven 5 minutes, you can just pull your gun out and start shooting into the air. Nothing's ever going to happen.
I mean, I do that at my house and I've got neighbors, but no one does anything.
Oh, good for you, man. We're in fucking California. If I shot a gun in the air, I would be actually charged with child porn immediately.
There was child porn on those projectiles. No, my neighbor, I mean, all my neighbors actually have, they just shoot their rifles. We got a little bit of trees behind us. And then I've got this weird, like, half shed thing that I thought was the remnants of a shed. It's railroad ties.
Oh, okay.
Up maybe 12 feet. And they're like double deep. And I was like, I hadn't thought anything of it. And then we were over there filming a video once and looked in there, full to the brim with sand. And there was 45 shell casings everywhere. I was like, oh, this is a backstop to shoot into.
That's
cool.
And
there's a house directly behind it.
Oh.
I'm like, who the fuck is that? Like the previous owners, handgun, you're probably fine. But, you start getting into the larger calibers, and I would be like, well, I'm going to go to jail for manslaughter.
Yeah. You polish off, dust off the M1 Grand and put a hole through your neighbor's fucking shoulder. You look like
Dude,
you
I
had
wish
such
I
a.
fucking had one of those.
I was about to say you look like you had such a moment when I said that. Like,
Yeah, no, because like I don't know, I'm big on World War II stuff,
yeah.
and M1 Garand is just it's iconic, that and the BAR,
Mhm.
and that was just they were built different, like men back then,
Yes.
because the BAR and I think the M1 Garand shot 306, and the
Fuck.
bar was the the automatic version.
Mm-hmm.
And could you imagine, just have you ever shot a 306?
I've shot an M1.
308.
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a buddy of mine who lived down the street growing up. His dad was a chief in the Coast Guard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then his dad was a soldier in World War II. So he actually had his old.
Oh, fuck.
M1. You say Garen? Is that how you say it? I always just said
Yeah.
Grand because fucking Call of
That's
Duty.
that's what everyone says, and that's how the way I said it. And then I was watching a documentary once, and this historian said Garand, and I was like, you know what? That's exactly the way it's spelled. So
yeah.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, it's like colonel for colonel. It's like, all right, yeah, okay. But he would let us shoot all sorts of different guns. He had that. He would also let us drive the Coast Guard dinghies.
What?
Yeah. And those little things got like 400 plus horsepower in them. On this this little fucking what looks like a raft with a fucking hut on top of it, and like. I remember we were just teenagers, and like they would let us drive them, like not a lot, but we live on the bay right next to Coast Guard Island, so like we would go out, and like these motherfuckers, like it's two teenagers, like I'm 15, my buddy's like 13, and like they're bringing on soldiers, and like one of them's got like the turret that mounts to the front, you know what I'm saying, and then like two of them have like shotguns, and one of them's holding like an M4. And I'm just like, where are we going? Like, did we just get enlisted? Like,
yeah. Are there pirates out here?
Yeah, and then like they would let us like take the the driver's seat and push forward the throttle, and they're just like, just push forward all the way, and then like you would, and like the whole front of the boat comes up, and you're terrified, but at the same time, these motherfuckers are just calmly walking up and down the outside of the boat with their guns, just chilling, like. Making jokes. Yeah, they get just jumping from boat to boat for fun. Like, they don't give a fuck, dude.
Yeah, so that's what it's like growing up in the country, with just minus the boats. Usually it's like someone's like four-wheeler or like their rhino and stuff, and you're just out in the field just chasing shit and shooting at it.
It seems like such a fun life, dude. I mean, I got a lot of it growing up because like my dad would always try to like take me out for the summers. So like I young, I would go to like Sonora, California, which is it's kind of like snow.
Is that Northern California?
Yes, and it's it's really small population, no cell phone service, no street lights, and like I had an uncle that had like property out there, so we would go stay out there, me and him, and like that's when he would try to teach me how to like be a man, like yeah, like
give me a city boy.
Yeah,
I'll teach you how to not be a pussy.
Yeah, so like at 10, like he taught me how to shoot, and then at 12 he gave me my first gun, which was like a Bersa 380.
Hell yeah.
And taught me how to shoot that. But when I was 10 out in Sonora, like it would just be like shooting birds and squirrels in the trees and then letting like my dog go get it and then taking him from the dog and then like riding a quad around. And then when I was older, I'd spend all my summers in New Mexico, which TRC, same thing, like less than 2,000 population, truth or consequences, 5 minutes from nowhere, 70 miles to the nearest town. So I got like,
God damn, that's more remote than. Well, I guess there's some towns out here that are more remote than that, but yeah.
Well, there's no point in living in New Mexico, so the towns are sparse. Like, yeah. But I got a lot of that growing up through the summers, which most of my peers around here didn't. Which is why I like when you guys talk about the country life, I'm like, part of me really likes it, and then everybody here always like, they put it on a pedestal, like that's the best way to live. But I'm just like, part of me is also like, have you ever tried to mow 9 acres of yard with a push mower? Like,
no, that's the thing that we've got 2 acres and riding lawnmower, and then the other shit, just fucking burn it. Like, if I had 9 acres, dude, I would mow. If you got a lot of property, you have to choose what you mow, because if you're out there just like mowing consistently on all that shit, it's gonna take you for fucking ever.
I think he was making me do it just out of like a discipline thing. I don't think he cared. Yeah.
Because I mean, most people, they choose whatever part of their property is gonna be their yard, and then they let everything else grow up, and then probably once a year they'll come through, or once every 2 years they'll come through with a the mower that you put on your tractor and just cut it down.
That's legit, honestly.
Or whenever spring comes around, they just fucking light it up, and then it burns, and then it just grows back better the next year.
There you go. You like the Native Americans just doing controlled burns. What do you do? Do you just like make dirt piles around your property? How do you control the burn? Because in California, if you do that, the whole state's going up at once.
That's because people don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yes.
People that burn know what they're doing, but basically you have to back burn. So essentially you'll get an apparatus that's got some water. So you like a truck with the water tank on the back, and it's got a pump. And then you create a wet line. So let's say the wind's coming out of the north. If you light it on the north side, it's just going to race south. So
Quickly,
you'll go on so you'll go on the south side as far down as wherever you want the burn to end. And then you've got some water. So you go and you wet a line of grass. And then you've got a drip torch, which is a mixture of 60% diesel and 40% gas.
Fuck.
And then it just drips. You just turn it upside down, and it just slightly drips, and you light it on fire. And so you just light the fire there on the south side, and then it won't burn where you just put the wet, and it'll start burning north slowly. And then once you feel like you've got enough of a buffer, maybe say 200 feet or something like that, then you can start lighting like the east side, and then you can do like the west side, and then you'll burn the north side, and it all just burns into the black.
That's cool.
Which is already burnt grass. So that's how you make sure that your shit doesn't get out of control.
That's fucking really cool. And then like, is there a cleanup to that, or is it just like let it lay there?
Nope, you just fucking burn it, and then after it's done burning, you'll probably have some trees and shit out there.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna be a really windy day the next day or next couple of days, and it's supposed to be super dry, then you'll go out and try and extinguish it. Otherwise, you just let it vibe. I mean, it's not uncommon this time of year to just drive around at night and you just see pastures with slow burning fire moving through it. No one's out there because they burnt off everything that was going to be in danger. So.
Wow. See, that's so cool, man. Like out here, again, like I said, I think last year or the year before, or it was the year before, there was a gender reveal party that lit literally like a third of our state on fire. Yeah. And it's already starting. I think we're getting into fire season here real soon, which is fire season. It's like a fucking thing for us.
Not to like completely bash California, but it's because of the government and the people out there. Yep. Because to
Thomas
manage,
agreed.
to manage wildfires properly, especially with all the forests you guys have out there, you get a shit ton of undergrowth, and so you need to go in, every couple of years and burn that stuff like prescribed burn, so that if somebody throws a cigarette out the window, you don't have fucking 10 years of fuel right there.
Yeah,
that was just going to easily ignite, and then fucking good luck.
Yeah, sometimes people are starting these fires for fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, there's people out there that just love seeing fucking carnage, and it's really hard to convict a fucking arsonist without catching them doing it.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you a funny story about catching an arsonist. So,
okay.
All right. So me and my buddies we're up on this place called Fish Ranch Road, which is kind of like it's like these kind of mountains. They're not crazy mountains, so we can almost just call them hills that surround like Oakland and San Francisco, and it kind of creates the barrier between where I live and there. So you can see all of Oakland and San Francisco and the water and everything from up on these hills. It's beautiful. So people go up there to, fuck and do drugs and scream at each other and have little parties and stuff and light shows.
Hell yeah.
So
shout out to the girls that throat.
Oh yeah. Oh God. So one day I had a buddy who had never been up there before, and so we took him up there, and right when we got there was like this white Mercedes, and he was kind of parked in a spot you don't really park, and they had lit like a firework or something, and then just took off. And we watched this tiny fire become the entire top of the mountain very quickly. And us being stoners and like everybody else there, we were just sitting on this tree that fell down, smoking a blunt, watching the mountain start fire.
And you didn't call 911 or anything?
No, they were already on their way, bro. Like, cause here's the thing, like everybody, we're right outside San Francisco. People were calling 911 for something else, so they were already on their way up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But no, like we knew because there was the first thing you see is some guy call 911 and then take out his professional camera because he's going to be the guy who saves the day, who breaks the story for everyone. And so we were just like, yeah, no, he's got it. We just smoke our blunt and watch. And then Nobody left until the fire truck got there and started making people leave, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, because there's a lot of things that kind of go into that, like your relative humidity. It's called RH.
Mhm.
Anything in the 20s or below is like where fire just starts creating. It creates fire and by itself creates its own wind.
Yes.
And then whenever you get RH in the 20s or below, then it just becomes erratic fire behavior. And with all the trees you guys out there, you can get what's called a crown fire, which is where like the tops of the trees are burning super fast and it's moving so fast that it'll just go boom, 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 like tree to tree to tree.
Yeah, almost
And
like
then you've got-
matchsticks.
Yeah, so you got fires racing above in the treetops, and then you've got ground fire just fucking pushing its way through because it's so dry, and you guys got strong ass winds out there. So, yeah, a small campfire or a gender reveal party. Yeah, you say goodbye to like fucking 1,000 homes.
Yeah, dude. And like I remember thinking about that because I remember a couple of years ago we had this this talk on the show with Mike where I had talked about how I didn't have enough like real sympathy for like people who had lost things in fires, and
Yeah.
it wasn't, and it kind of boiled down to the fact that I just never dealt with it.
Yeah,
Just,
so you don't know.
Yeah, it's just like I'm not afraid of tornadoes because I've never really seen one or had to deal with it. I know
No
that
one around here is afraid of them. They just go outside and watch.
yeah, so it's like it was just one of those things. It's like, yeah, I've never really had to dealt with like anything with fire. So it's like when everybody's all like sad and up in arms on Facebook and shit talking about like everything that's lost, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but you know, from this perspective, it's like, yeah, but how many people killed themselves today? How many people were raped today? How many like people died in war today? Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's
And then,
crazy to
you-
like try to think about all of them and be sympathetic. But then we had this last one, bro, and holy shit, it was like 70% of the state was on fire. And I remember it just finally clicked as I was delivering a pizza. I was watching the ashes hit my windshield, and I went, "Oh fuck, dude, that's somebody's house." Like
Oh,
that's some dude who like had a shit job and saved up until he was 50 and finally had enough for like a tiny house. And now that shit's gone, and like he's not rebuilding that thing easily.
Yeah, no, not at all. The biggest thing is like we see those videos that come out of California every year. People just that didn't. The ones that really get to me are like when they're going back to save their horses or their cattle or something like that,
Yeah.
livestock, and then they're just driving on the road and you see fire on both sides because that shit's fucking hot. Like you'd be surprised that a decent sized fire, like 100, 150 feet away easily, you feel enough heat that you're like, I need to back up a little bit, and then they're just driving through a forest on a road with
Yeah.
horses in their trailer trying to get the fuck out of there, you know?
Yeah, and then the fucking one of the horses catches fire and it becomes Ghost Rider in the trailer and fucking
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I don't know what it is. Like, maybe a little bit of desensitization, but think about it. If you hear someone got hit by a car and then you hear a dog get hit by a car, which one do you feel bad for?
the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when
Yeah,
I'm
fuck
like,
that guy. He's probably gonna get 20 grand for getting hit by that car. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, it's one of those deals where it's like, maybe it's just as a society we've become so desensitized to like just human life.
I think
we value animals more than human life. But like when I see those videos, I'm like, God damn, they lost like how many horses? Because
yeah,
no, that's a horrible death. Just
yeah,
fucking burning to death. You know what I mean?
especially for a horse, dude. Like,
Oh yeah,
They don't
they're
even
just
understand.
livestock. Yeah, they're just and they just have to deal with the increasing heat and then just on fire.
yeah, yeah. And
I'm
I
just depressing your listeners right
Yeah,
now.
they're
Like,
used to
oh,
it.
Fuck.
these motherfuckers can handle a tearjerker every now and then.
There you go.
But that definitely gets me thinking, like, why do I feel more for the dog? And I think it's because, like, humans have the
Parallel.
chance to be inherently evil, right? And, like,
Yeah.
so if you don't know a person, you don't know if they're good or evil. With a dog, it's just like you only really think innocence.
That and you have a really strong emotional connection with pets if you have pets.
Oh, yeah, I grew
Where
up with
you're
dogs,
like-
bro. Always had dogs.
Yeah, exactly. And so, you know, people come and go and you've been used to that, but your dog's always constant and then they're just nothing but pure joy. And so whenever
Yeah.
you hear one like, oh fuck, that means, you know, I know how I would feel if I lost my dog and
Yeah.
somebody else is going through that right now.
Yeah,
But then
dude.
you hear someone lost their house, you're like, fuck that guy. I'm gonna jack off to it later.
Yeah, fuck him. He'll catch the insurance. Fuck him.
Yeah, I'm gonna jack off using his tears later. Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
I'm gonna mix it into the ashes and make a cool paste with it and rub it on his face.
Yeah. You ever heard of Mount Vesuvius, bitch?
But yeah, dude, I mean, like, I had a fucking dog growing up that, like, when that dog died, I was sadder for the dog than I was some friends and family. You know, like, Because I think like with family, like I don't know if you've got like a big family, but you hear about some uncle maybe you met before you even had memories die, and you're like, oh, that sucks. Their childhood dog dies, it's like fucking crying and sobbing.
Oh yeah, just ending your fucking life. Yeah, no, my actual childhood dogs. My parents took them to the vet to see how they were doing or whatever, and then my dad came home and they had to put both of them down because one of them had was having seizures and the other one had cancer. He had like a tumor like the size of a fucking basketball.
Yeah.
And so I was like, all right, bye guys. And then my dad came up and I helped him bury him. Didn't cry once.
Damn, good for you, dude. That's a different culture.
Well, no, I had to dissociate real hard.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if I would have cried in front of my dad, different thing. I waited until he was gone.
My dad cried a little bit. It was just quiet man shit. You know what I mean? Like while we're digging graves and putting them in there.
My dad was he was a real man's man type. Like all the men in his family, including him, either went into the Marines or the Air Force, and then generation same thing, generation above same thing. Like long line of men's men. Oh, I'm a fat pussy, dude. I didn't want to go.
Just join the National Guard. It's easy.
I thought about it, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I thought about Air Force a lot when I was in high school, just because I took my pre-ASVAB and I scored really high, and I was close to a recruiter at the time that was in the Air Force. So like he almost had me ready to go for sure.
Air Force is hands down the best force to join because they spend a lot more money on their people.
Yeah,
and you don't get treated like fucking dog shit.
You get to sleep in a bed.
I've never met anybody else. I've never met anybody in a different branch besides the Air Force that doesn't at some point say, God fucking damn it, I should have joined the goddamn Air Force.
Yeah.
And then everyone in the Air Force is like, haha.
I had this buddy who was a stepdad growing up. He was an MP for the Army, and like he was mostly out. He mostly served in like Germany. And he had told me when I was 17, he's like, if you're going to join the military, first of all, join the military. Second of all, join the Air Force and and become a fucking loadmaster.
Yes.
Because a loadmaster just has to like organize and load the plane and then sleep while it's going to wherever it's going, unload it, party for a few days while the plane goes into maintenance, and then do it again. Like you just get to see the world, chill, like probably carry a gun, but not have to really.
No, not even that. Dude, honestly though, if you want to like do a job that's going to be fun while you're in and then make you a fuckload of money while you're out, go to military intelligence. Become like a 35 Fox. It's an intelligence analyst. Get your top secret clearance, and after you get out, you can instantly go to work for a contractor doing the same job you're doing and make $140,000-$150,000 a year.
That's fucking wild.
I had a TS because a certain percentage of my unit needed to have one to go on our deployment, and I just kind of got randomly selected. And then right after I got done with our deployment, I went back overseas and made $152,000 a year doing maintenance work, but only because I had that clearance in the compound I was working on. You had to have that clearance. So I fucking got paid that much money to play RuneScape 58 hours a week.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's fucking lit. So I mean, there's a lot of money to be made. And it's a good career field. You might want to go into it.
Isn't I have heard that the military is starting to like push back the age requirement. Like when I was a teenager, they told me like the absolute latest you can join was like 28, and that's if you were like in MMA fighter shape.
No, 35 has always been
it's always been that
age, 18 to 35.
Okay,
you can join at 17. And go to basic training between your junior and senior year, like during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then after you graduate, then you go that summer to your like military job training school.
Damn.
So, but your parent has to sign off on it, which honestly, that would be the best way to go. Dude, just slaying pussy your senior year.
Yeah, you're already a soldier. You're already yoked compared to all your fucking classmates.
Yeah, but then you're also like insufferable because you're just one of those dudes that went through basic training.
Just full meathead.
Yeah, you think you're an adult now, and so you're in class like, fuck all these civilians.
Yeah.
You run into somebody like, dude, shut the fuck up. You don't know shit.
Yeah, you're hunting down bullies from elementary school.
But you're in super good shape, and everyone's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, and just slinging dick.
Yeah, literally just dripping cool off your fucking shoulders, just like it's sweat.
Yeah, exactly. And then in that case, guys, do not hold back. Don't try and emotionally trap them first. Even if you get a small dick, if you're hot, they're not going to give a shit. So
Yeah.
if you guys need to go back in time to when you're 17, join the military, do basic training, go back to school senior year, and just absolutely fuck the shit out of everybody.
Yeah, and actually, I would say our demographic is mostly people who are into time travel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this will work.
So, all right. Well, if you guys do happen to invent a time machine, come to Kansas, pick me up, and then we're gonna go back and we're gonna watch Hitler do everything.
Yeah, and then we're all going to
We're
join
not
the
gonna-
military
we're not-
together.
We're not gonna stop them.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, if I invented time travel, I'd go back and do X. Like, not in butterfly effect. I'm just gonna observe this.
Yeah. So you know, watch this like a very well directed movie.
Yeah.
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 Damn, dude, that'd be hella fun. I didn't ever
Just
think about just watching
watching
it. Yeah, just seeing
Yeah,
his
just
speeches.
watching Hitler just absolutely getting fucking railed by one of his generals in his office.
Yeah.
Meth.
If there's one thing I would have liked to see Hitler do was when when Mussolini was trying to like pull out of the war in World War II.
Yeah.
Hitler went there by himself. And and he went there and went into a room with Mussolini, and somehow when they came out, he was back in for the war. And I just want to know like what methed up Hitler was like screaming him into a corner about.
Oh, dude, he sucked his dick dry, bro.
Oh yeah, every
Guarantee you.
drop. He finished it off.
Oh yeah, like he pinned Mussolini up against the wall and like put his hand over his mouth and then pulled out his cock and just went.
Oh yeah. You got to
know?
be like very aggressively closeted gay to hate people that much back then.
Oh, 100%.
Because like, can you imagine trying to be gay in like the 40s openly?
Oh, it wouldn't happen.
No.
You would get fucking beaten.
Depending on where you were, it might be even worse than that, dude. Like you might just get killed.
Yeah, you've murdered. Yeah, Texas
yeah.
probably. Yeah, for sure.
Texas, yeah. If you're retarded or gay, you guys got to hide out. Like stay in Kansas.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, even now it's probably the crime.
Yeah.
That's why they all live in Houston.
So what's going on? Your co-host was diagnosed with autism.
Dude, I you know what? After we had the B3F podcast on,
yeah,
one of the hosts on that show is his wife dabbles in. I think she's maybe a psychologist or something like that, or she deals with mental health. Quentin said, "Yeah, I got diagnosed with Asperger's," and he's like, "No, you didn't." He's like, "What? They don't diagnose Asperger's anymore. It's just on the autism scale." He's like, "Not anyone that knows what the fuck they're talking about." So I legit looked at Quentin. I'm like, is this motherfucker
coughed right in his fucking face? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, is this motherfucker just making up a fucking story right now?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I'm kind of doubting it, honestly. I mean, he is very autistic.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he has any official, because the way he describes it is you went into the doctor's office and they're like, "Hey, we want you to take a test for autism." They don't just fucking do that. You know what I mean?
No.
You can be retarded, but they're not gonna say anything like, "Oh, have you ever been diagnosed with autism?" You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're only learning so much about it right now too. Like when we were kids, like most people didn't even get diagnosed until they were like closer to like 9 or 10.
Yeah, and now they can do tests.
Now they can do it like with a baby. Yeah, they fucking make them play with Legos and they get all the colors right. So now they call them a retard.
Yeah, or you can tell in the womb and it's like, all right, just abort it right now.
Yeah. We can use it for stem cells.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bro, have you seen actually? I was reading it today. They started mixing. They started putting human stem cells into like monkey embryos.
Oh my God.
They're trying.
What's that gonna fucking look like?
They're trying to grow. Okay, so I think the first trial, the like specimen lived in the petri dish for like 21 days, before it actually died. So I think they're trying to do is like mix the human and monkey DNA to grow slaves that they can torture.
What is this gonna be? Fucking Planet of the Apes?
Probably, yeah. Because honestly, like what what they're saying is that they're growing these things so they could do experimental medical trials that you can't just do on humans because it's probably inhumane. So they want to grow these
all
fucking
the people in California are gonna throw this giant shit fit to get them fucking human
Oh,
rights.
and then the half monkey, half human's gonna get its own letter in the LGBTQA plus fucking
Yes,
minus
AP or or G.
Zoltan. Yeah. Fucking X12, like A12,
Yeah,
whatever.
and then I'm gonna see one. I'm like, all right, I have to fucking buy one of these bitches, and I'm just gonna keep one around my house.
Yeah.
Not knowing if it can talk or it's gonna rip my fucking face off or both.
Yeah. But if you ever want to like try something out, you're not sure it would work, you could always cut that bad boy open and try.
Yeah, hey, monkey, come in here. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of your vagina or something.
Yeah. Or you could just be like, well, how much bleach can a person ingest? And then you just start, you just start slowly feeding it shots and see until it passes out, and then you wake it back up and you stop feeding it the bleach. You count it where it was, like 18 ounces.
So have you seen that video? It was produced, but it was supposedly a dude that drank bleach and then immediately threw up and it was all bloody.
Fuck.
Have you ever seen that?
No, that sounds horrifying.
Well, so it's everyone thought it was real, and then like I saw people were clipping the beginning and the end off, and so you just got the meat of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw somebody who did like an actual kind of like documentary type thing about it, and it was just a group of guys that got together and they were just into filmmaking, and so they did that, and it was actually water in the bleach jug, and then he had like some food coloring in his mouth already, and so whenever he put the water in his mouth, he just spit it all back out with water. And that red dye, so it looked like he was instantly bleeding. But there was some kid who saw that and did it, and yeah, it immediately fucking starts melting your esophagus.
Wow. Well, first of all, those guys genius. I'm for that, bro. Like people who like fake Bigfoot sightings, but do it well, like the Patterson footage, or like remember maybe like 10 years ago, somebody had his head in a cooler. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, somebody caught him hunting. I think those people are fucking just geniuses that they get to pull it off. I think
I'm just gonna start doing big dick sightings.
Yeah,
I feel like that's a good way to go.
Yeah, it's just like a dude naked in the woods with a huge dick fucking bouncing off his thighs.
Yeah, like fat hog. You know, like we're talking like ankles.
Yeah,
you know?
Like you see some dude doing curls in the gym, and like he's pressed up against his leg with all the thigh meat and the Spanx, and like you just catch a picture while he's not looking.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna jack off to this later, and I'm not even gay.
Yeah, you take it in the light room and you adjust the shadows so you can really see the girth on it.
Yeah, exactly. And then just send that dude out into the hills of California, and then just whenever he sees a hiker, just have him like grab his dick and just like spin it over his head like a fucking lasso.
Oh yeah,
and, like it's another sighting of big dick.
I'm pretty sure that's actually how Schwarzenegger got casted for Terminator.
No, he's got to have a small dick. He did steroids back in the day.
I thought that only works on the balls, though.
It's it decreases so when you increase testosterone in your body automatically produces more estrogen to help combat it.
Yes,
that's why people that take steroids have to take estrogen blockers.
Well, isn't the issue
fucks with your shit?
Isn't the issue when you stop producing the fake testosterone, not necessarily while you're taking it? So it's like when you cycle off of it.
Cycle.
Yeah. So then, like, I think you can just match that with other testosterone, but back in the day, they didn't do that at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, taking steroids is a lot more sophisticated now than back in the day.
Oh,
back in the day, you used to be able to get some D-ball and just fucking, and then you're fucking swole.
I had a buddy.
Within a month.
I had a buddy try to convince me to do steroids once, and he was like breaking down the science of how it works, and he was like legitimately like on a warpath to get me to do steroids, which is so dumb because it's like I worked at like
yoked?
Yes, he was an MMA fighter,
okay.
And then he actually went on to become a soldier. And I think like he was explaining, he was like, the way it works is you have to work out for a certain amount of time after taking it to get it through your liver and all your blood, so that way it's not like stuck in your body afterwards. Mm-hmm. And like I just remember like he was like breaking this down, so I was like, I don't do some steroids, man. Like, I get some bigger arms and traps. Nothing wrong with that, as long as I work out long enough.
So when I was over in Kuwait, apparently a lot of people go to this one gym in Kuwait to train, like bodybuilders and stuff.
Okay.
And steroids are legal in Kuwait. So you go to this gym.
Yeah, what is it? Fuck.
Yeah, you can go to a gym and just ask somebody for steroids, and they've got steroids and they got like clean needles and all that stuff. And I was like, God damn. One of the dudes I worked with was like, yeah, I'm just gonna start taking steroids, and fucking yeah, just go to this gym. You can see it on the drive from our apartment to base. And it looked like a super nice gym, but like world renowned people go there, and I was like, God, fucking damn it. But they also outlaw steroids in the military, and I don't understand why. I get there's health complications, but wouldn't you? Hello, Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you want just a bunch of swole motherfuckers running around in the military?
Gather, you know what you do is you take a parkour competition, and everybody who takes the first 10 places, you put them on the Captain America project.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You just start beefing them up with steroids, and then they're jumping rooftop to rooftop, doing fucking flips for no reason, wall shooting their gun, killing fucking terrorists. You ballers, fuck.
Yeah, and then at some point they just kill each other because they're so fucking hyped up on steroids.
Yeah.
God damn it, it happened again.
I think I would imagine, and I could be 100% wrong with this, but like I would imagine they probably don't let them take steroids for like the same reason that back in the day they didn't let like women in special forces, because you don't want to like fuck with anybody's head game whatsoever. Like you're trying to get everybody like lined up on the same exact mental level, and like I think the idea was back in the day, like if you were to put a woman on special forces, guys would try to go out of their way to protect them, and that would fuck up like the drills or like how you execute like all these plans and shit like that.
Yeah, exactly. Because one of your buddies goes down, it's like that fucking sucks. But then your primal instincts kick in, like we got to protect her.
Yeah, and people want to be woke, but that's just actual primal instinct on that one. Like unless you're a sociopath, like.
That and like women being in combat roles, yes, they have been in combat before. That was one of the big.
My great grandma, she was in World War One.
Yeah, that was a big thing that women were using to help justify, opening up combat roles to women. Was like supply, like women have always been in supply and like non combat roles, but they inevitably wind up in combat. Like getting a supply convoy getting attacked or something. Which, cool, but like nowadays you don't really have to worry about it. But the infantry in general and combat roles, like in the early days of Iraq, they just fucking were in Humvees, and then you're just out in the middle of the fucking desert, or you're in some place where there's no tampons, there's no hygiene products. You're without a shower for like 60 days, 90 days, or something like that.
Ugh.
Women, like they have periods and stuff like that, and they have to have personal hygiene and shit like that, and it becomes a medical issue if they get an infection or something like that. Then you just took that person out of frontline. You took them out of a foxhole. You took them out of a foxhole, and then you have to take them to the rear. Sorry, my computer's doing weird shit.
It's almost like what if like the government started doing like experiments where they made only women battalions, and they try to get all their periods to sync. And then we just don't fight on the second week of the month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but then also too is like just the fitness standards. Like the average dude in the military is gonna be on par with the top 1% of females. I'm not saying that women can't fulfill those roles and then be super strong, because there are some women out there in the military that are just built different, and they can keep up and beat dudes.
Yeah,
but
I know a handful of women that can definitely kick my ass.
But a majority of them just don't. Like, I hate dealing with females in the military in general. Like, there's some cool ones, but there's such a huge fraternization thing. And then also women usually, they just stand off to the side. Like, I was an engineer building, like a construction worker basically, and I loved them to death, but they would just, whenever we're out on a job site trying to get shit done, they're just off to the fucking side and like not really contributing. And then you're like, get in there, and they're just not about it. You know?
Taking selfies, doing duck poses.
Yeah, exactly. And then
hot chicks in military uniforms. I don't give a fuck. They're hot. Yeah.
I mean, they're not the most flattering though.
No, I've met some of them. They're usually pretty aggressive.
Yeah, if you see a hot chick in a uniform, like if she looks hot in a uniform, you're like, God fucking damn it, she's got to be a 10.
Yeah, because
like they'll go from like maybe a 5 in uniform because they can't wear makeup and any of that stuff, and then you see them in civilian clothes and you're like, my dick is instantly hard right now.
Yeah, it's almost touching the zipper in the front of my pants.
Yeah, especially in basic training, especially in basic training, where when you have females there and you haven't had any sort of like action.
That's got to be a thing too. Yeah.
Yeah, but your dick doesn't work. I swear to God, I didn't get a boner until like week 9. It
Yeah.
was 10 weeks. And
No.
I woke up in the middle of the night with a boner, and I instantly went to the bathroom and jacked off, and I came a gallon.
Boom. Hell yeah, dude. That's
Yeah,
fucking awesome.
yeah. Just backed up for 2 months.
It was like a mortar shell went off.
Oh yeah, it was an audible, when it came out. Dude, I didn't have any. Wasn't really thinking. So I took some toilet paper with me to like throw off the bathroom guard. Like, oh, I'm going in there to shit.
Okay.
And then like it took me about 30 seconds, dude. And I was like, I don't know where I'm gonna come. And so I just like grabbed the toilet paper roll, and I had to like spin it really fast as the cum was coming out, so it just came on the toilet paper roll. Nice. And then after I had my load just chilling on my toilet paper, I just like unrolled it all the way out and just dropped it in the toilet. And then I put it back because it was my roommate's, and he didn't know that it came on this fucking toilet paper.
That's beautiful. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but I fucking hated him.
Everyone
hated him. And then I told him like after he finished using the roll, I'm like, yeah, you probably had some of my cum in your ass.
How did he?
Super angry.
How did he not tell? Like it wasn't like warped or nothing like that from getting wet.
No, because I made sure that I took off all like the wet spots. But I mean,
oh, smart. Yeah, like you're woken up with like a morning boner and you accidentally knocked the fucking toilet paper roll off the top of the toilet, like one of those air rifle games.
No.
Oh man, it was good to be a teenager, man. You've never hit the toilet paper roll with your piss before? It's devastating. You ruined the whole roll.
Oh yeah, I just got to throw the whole bitch away.
Yeah, you ever knocked one off into the toilet before? You never ruined a toilet paper roll?
No, dude.
Dude, they're so absorbent.
Yeah, that's designed to be that way.
Hey,
how fucking close is the toilet paper roll to your toilet that you're just fucking hitting it, or are you just not good at aiming your dick?
No, it's one of those things where it's like it's on the back of the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's on the tank.
Oh, mine's off to the side off to the side on the wall or on the fucking shit.
Yeah, mine like actually where I live now would be directly behind me when I'm taking a piss. So when you're shitting, you're looking at it like it's in front of you.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But like at my old house, like as a teenager, like it was a real small, tight quarter bathroom, and it was one of those ones where the wall is around the toilet.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. So like there was like just nowhere to put it. Yeah. And then I think we had one of those little hook things in the wall where you could put it, but I was a lazy piece of shit teenager, so I would just put it on the back of the toilet. My dad get all mad at me and shit.
Put the toilet paper back on the dispenser.
I swear to fucking God, if I come in the bathroom and the toilet paper's on the back of the toilet again, you're grounded. And then like 5 minutes later, okay, you're grounded. You dumb piece of shit. Like,
yeah, no, it sounds like being married, honestly.
Yeah.
Like you're getting into fights with your wife because she puts the toilet paper on there the wrong way.
Oh man, she's putting it over and not under, or not under and not over.
Yes, yeah, because so whenever you rotate it, it's on the front side instead of like the back side of the toilet paper.
Yeah, because if it's coming down from the back side and you pull too hard, you're gonna unspin like fucking 20 rows of sheet.
Exactly. And she, that's how she does it, and I do it over the top. And we argue about it sometimes. I'm like, there is a patent for a toilet paper roll.
Yeah.
You want to know how the fuck it's displayed? Over the top.
Boom.
That's the way it was designed to work. So don't give me this fucking bullshit about in the back. My mom used to put it that way, and she's like, well, because of the cats, because if you put it on the front, then they'll reach up and they're unspooled. I'm like, no, because inevitably, if it's on the back, you're going to have one or two pieces of toilet paper hanging down just so that you can reach it the next time.
Yeah.
Until the cat's going to reach up there and do that shit.
Fucking cats, dude. You guys,
fucking women.
I know, same thing. Yeah, fucking pussies.
Yeah. There you
go. So actually, fucking, I woke up to some cats this morning, dude. It was like 6 a.m. and I heard like two cats fighting in the yard, in my backyard, and I was like, whatever, I don't give a shit. And I live like detached from the house that I live in. Yeah. So like I have like an in-law unit in the backyard that I live in.
Oh,
and,
yeah, fuck yeah.
And my roommate Bubbles, we call him Bubbles because he looks like Bubbles from Trailer Park Boys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I hear these cats fighting at 6, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. I go back to sleep. 6:30, I hear them fighting again, and now I hear Bubbles, and he's out. he's outside in his underwear, shooing off these cats, like yelling at him and shit.
You should have videotaped it. It's fucking perfect.
I wish I would have, dude. This fool is so funny. Like, I've seen him do the same thing before, where he was like, we have a tree in our backyard, and the mockingbirds at night is when they fuck. for some reason. You know what I'm saying? Just like humans.
What does it sound like?
Oh, it's awesome. It just sounds like a beautiful music. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it sounds like, you know what it sounds like? It sounds like if you were to make like a 400-person symphony, but all of them were like middle schoolers and couldn't be in sync with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just a lot of random,
sounds really hot. Yeah.
yeah. You know, I mean, I get off to it, dude. I open up the window. I fucking let the breeze hit my nipples exposed. It's like like an old Cinemax porn where I'm standing in the doorway quietly jerking off in the shadows.
yeah, it's softcore porn.
Yeah.
And then you get that slight breeze that goes right across your taint and just shoot loads all out the window.
Oh, so many loads, dude. Just emptied.
Yeah. Dude, I swear to God, like being a teenager though, like jacking off after you discover jacking off, your dick hurts every day because you've jacked off like 7-8 times.
Oh, dude, you accidentally like take a little bit of the skin off of it, like right under the head almost from like rug burn.
Yes, and it feels awful because you're too shy to go buy lotion, and then if you can't steal some of your mom's lotion, you're just sitting there with spit or something like that.
Oh yeah,
or just using shampoo. I use shampoo, and it makes your skin really thick, and so like be scaly.
Oh
and shit.
I remember explaining.
Don't recommend it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that at all. That sounds bad. I'm a dry jerker actually.
Oh my God, I had a friend who was a dry jerker. I don't understand. Are you circumcised?
Yes.
How the fuck?
What do you mean? How the fuck? I pull on my dick until I explode.
I don't understand. I get uncircumcised because like the foreskin or whatever can be
got
like
more to grip onto.
Like that. Yeah, but if you've got a circumcised dick and you're not using spit or nothing, how do you get the full like range of motion? Or you just sit there and just like kind of tug on the tip?
That's with my right hand. I tug on the tip. With my left hand, I go full palm. No,
full
man.
Palm, like full palm on your.
Yeah, like my whole fucking hand on my dick. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking motion. Like when you're trying to tell somebody.
Two hands?
What? No, I don't use two hands. With my right hand, if I jerk off with my right hand, I do like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're an ambidextrous dick jerker.
Yeah. I'm just an ambidextrous person in general.
Well, how the fuck do you like hold your phone? Those animals that put it up on the fucking TV and start jacking off.
No, I think that's fucking wild. No, I'm
not having any regard for anybody else.
Yeah,
and just like it's on like 40 volume. Like my phone, even if I'm home alone and I'm jacking off, like I still have it on 1 or 2 volume, like on my phone. So it's not too loud. If it's full volume, I get out of it. You know what I mean?
Bro, I can.
Jacking off on such low volume.
Bro, I could be in the middle of the woods and then you could give me like a thermal scan of like a 20-mile radius and tell me there's no people around. And if I heard a bitch scream on full volume on a porn, I would still get anxious and turn it down.
Yeah. Dude, I had this friend, she used to show apartments for a living, right? She worked for an apartment complex.
Okay.
And she was supposed to be doing the showing. They'd given notice and stuff like that. And so when they do a showing, they knock on the door and they just come in because they're assuming that you're tracking or you're just not there.
Mm-hmm.
So she was showing this apartment to this couple, and there's this dude sitting right there in the living room with headphones plugged into like the TV.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a fucking 15-foot long cord, and he's sitting in an office chair, just going fucking ham on his cock.
Oh boy, fuck.
To anime porn.
Yeah.
And so he didn't hear them walk in.
Dude,
you know?
I have such fears of this.
She's like, I don't know what to do because he's sitting there just, and it's just anime porn going on.
Hey, spray him with some Windex like a bad dog.
Yeah, it's like, do I walk up and tap on him? I think he
comes.
wound up. Yeah. He wound up like seeing that they were there, and like she said, he levitated out of the room.
Yeah, he was gone.
He saw them and just jumped up, didn't even try and take off his headset. It just like fucking yanked off of his head.
Wow.
Whenever he ran away.
Damn.
Yeah, and so they're just kind of standing there, and you can hear like coming out of the headphones now because the porn's still going on the TV.
Yeah,
it's like, we'll just come back later,
dude. Like,
imagine being there, and he just like comes like while you're standing there trying to decide what to do. He just
looks you right in the eyes.
Just shooting loads on the fucking floor. You're like, oh god,
oh dude. And imagine if he was like confident about it too, like he wasn't even embarraused.
Yeah,
like he looks up, locks eyes, just comes while he's staring at your eyes, like angrily, almost like intently.
Yeah. And then he like,
this is what you wanted, huh? You pig.
Yeah, he fucking morphs into a different person, and then he comes down, post come high, and he's just standing there, stands up and sweating. He's like, all right, hey, how you guys doing? Yeah.
Now,
I know.
if I could show you the
jacking
bathroom,
off.
we have a stand-in shower. It's actually really nice.
Yeah, which actually I'm gonna go ahead and jump in on.
Yeah.
So
Do we
you
have
guys
any,
can, yeah.
do we have any
watch-
clean towels?
Yeah, I was gonna say, just throw a towel down on the ground. Just don't step in it. But you know that's what that dude does. You know what I mean? He's just sat there in his one bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Fucking just jacking it to porn on the TV. I don't understand that.
Man, I have a fear because like when I had my last phone before this one, like I basically just buy whatever the new Galaxy phone is. You know what I'm saying? Like I had like the S7, the S8.
Dude, if you're this poor, don't broadcast it.
Boom. Okay, I get it. I feel it. Hit your
I know.
dunch thing on there.
Okay, yeah. Just fucking, it's more of this.
Yeah. I mean, are we going at it, bro? Don't. How about this? How about this? Oh, never mind. Soundbar didn't work. How about not this? How about not? I was gonna. Oh, it's muted. Ah, it's fine. I don't want to use it. I was gonna put combat music on. I was gonna start talking shit to you.
Yeah. Dude, you know what I really want to fucking? I need to download the soundbite of like the. Have you seen those TikToks where it's like, fuck, like they'll say something and then the dramatic music will start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I want to download that soundbite. So one of my buddies sent me this video of a dude that works at IKEA. It was just a dude doing retail shit.
Okay.
And it was just a 5-minute compilation of him doing that. Like, you just lost a customer. Do you really think I care? I fucking work here. It's $1 billion company. Do you think I'm the owner? You know, just went into shit like that. I'm like, this is fucking lit.
Yeah. I was gonna say though, that does sound fucking. I want to get that shit too. Oh, now it works. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. If we need the soundbar, I'm gonna hit it again later. But
Okay.
what I was gonna say is the phone I had before this one, I had a buddy who got the Samsung like Galaxy VR goggles that worked with like that generation of phone, but he didn't have that.
Okay.
So I just I bought it off him for like $50, and first thing I do.
Porn phone?
No, exactly. First thing I did was load it up and do porn. I was like, I gotta know, you know what I'm saying? And like I would report back to the podcast weekly with like how the porn was going.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking like, even though I live in a bedroom that's attached to this house, I'm still afraid that somebody's gonna walk in on me jerking off in the VR world. And
because that's even worse.
and there's
because,
no way you're gonna know.
Yeah, not at all. They could just be sitting there filming you.
Dude, filming you, yeah. Also jerking off, like who knows?
Did it change the game for you?
It did, but I broke that phone and I just never went back. But it is definitely game changing. It's almost like it's almost nerve wracking because it's like I like porn enough as it is. I don't know that I need to get into that world.
Yeah, but I mean, like, so it's just all shot POV. You know what I mean?
The ones that I watched were all POV. Yeah, exactly.
So it looks like you could be sitting there like jacking off, but then it looks like a girl's like bouncing down up and down on your dick.
Yeah, and I get to look down. I look down. I have abs and shit and a big dick. Like it's beautiful. I would rather live in that world than Pokemon. I'll tell you that.
No, dude. No, fuck, dude. Yeah, Pokemon. That was 100% the only world I would ever live in.
When I was a little kid, they told us if you held your breath when you were driving through a tunnel and you made it all the way to the other side, you got a wish. I wish that Pokemon was real and that I had a Mewtwo.
100%, dude.
Yeah.
I got so fully immersed in Pokemon.
Yes.
That I would go to bed wishing super hard that Pokemon was real.
Yeah, dude. I would fucking become a Pokemon master. Also, what a weird thing for an 11-year-old to go to.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But then also at the same time, if you thought about it, think about actually, there's wildlife out in the forest now, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Now imagine just walking down the fucking road and then a fucking like a fucking Charizard comes fucking walking out of the forest. It's got fucking fire and shit, and you got fucking it'd be terrifying.
Dude, imagine if you didn't have a Pokemon too. Like if you were like some anti-fucking Pokemon rights activist. That's like,
or you're just out in the ocean and a Gyarados just comes up out of the fucking water, and that thing.
You're
like
trying to
fucking,
fish.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like 10 foot fucking tall.
Yeah, it's breathing fire. It's just pissed off already.
Yeah, exactly. And you're like, oh fuck, you know that's the shit nightmares are made out of.
Yeah, but at the same time, I'd have
in
like
our childhood mind, it'd be awesome.
It would be fucking great. Honestly, an adult mind, it'd still probably be pretty cool. I would just have to train the fuck out of my Pokemon.
Well, imagine a Pikachu. You know what I mean? Just like automatic lightning, you'd be deaf.
Oh, dude,
because every time
with the way rats sneak into houses and shit. Oh my god.
Yeah. like a ratata just is like munching on your fucking face.
Yeah.
You know, because it's clearly not just a fucking herbivore. It's gonna eat you. You know.
Oh yeah, we have a canal system that runs through my neighborhood, so it's like it's a lot more common to come across rats.
Yeah.
And if all of those had electricity powers or megabyte powers, we'd be fucked.
No, but dude, you know what's funny about that is like the Midwest would still exist, so you just have rednecks flying in helicopters to go chase down fucking Pokemon and just shoot the fuck at them. You know what I mean?
By fucking helicopter. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, like instead of hogs, instead of chasing wild hogs, we're just chasing fucking like a herd of Pikachus or something.
Yeah,
Or those what are the fucking ponies? The ponies with like
Ponyta?
the unicorn. That's like a ponyta.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just like we're just riding through town on one of those fucking things.
Yeah, you
and
got-
on fire and you're just burnt.
You got like redneck teenagers shoving M80s up Polytoad's ass, blowing them up and shit.
Yeah. All the magic carp were just fucking gone because we're just throwing TNT into the water.
Yeah, watching them fucking eat it like idiots.
Yeah, exactly.
Splash this, faggot.
But imagine having all the wildlife we have now plus fucking Pokemon.
Oh, all the other wildlife would just die.
Die
just be eaten
immediately. Yeah. And then we're just trying to eat Pokemon, you know, so it becomes this whole dynamic.
Oh, and then ghosts would be a fucking real problem to deal with. Ghost Pokemon?
Yes.
That would suck.
Well, what about Mud or Muckchamp or whatever?
Oh, yeah. You just got like bodybuilders walking around and shit with 4 arms.
Yeah. No, the fucking the
Oh,
thing that's,
Muck?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like radioactive bile. He's just walking.
Yeah, exactly. So you're just like walking through a field of mud, and then you just run across one of those Pokemon, and he just comes up out of the water. No bone structure, whatever, but he's solid.
Yeah, all you've got is like a fucking Pikachu, and he tries to zap it, and nothing happens. And you're just like, well, I guess we both die here.
Yeah, I guess we're both fucked.
yeah. But okay, so I've got some notes actually now that we've reached the hour point in our show. Some things I wanted to bring up today. I had a trucker fail, which I thought was pretty good. Because I know that Quint did some trucking. And so I work for this big pizza chain that we just call Gagurgan Spoigles. Because
what?
All right,
say that again slower.
Gagurgan Spoigles.
Gagurgan spoils?
Yeah, I just vomited it out of my mouth in like episode 2, and we stuck with it.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just because it's a big it's a big enough company that everybody knows who it is. And if you go on my Facebook, it's not real hard to figure it out. I'm just not going to say it live. So we had this guy though. He was like a third-party delivery driver who like was bringing all the food, right?
Yeah.
And I remember at one point I was talking to him because I was like parked behind his like little fucking fifth wheel or whatever you call those things, like not a full semi, but you know, a box truck. Yes. And we're talking for a little bit, and he's telling me how long he's been doing this for. And I noticed that, like, there's a tray of dough, like, on the ground. And, like, it's not, like, that crazy.
In this truck?
Like, just outside the truck. It looked like, It almost looked like he had taken a stack and was kind of just slowly moving the pieces across by taking them one at a time, unstacking and making new piles.
Right, yeah.
So then, I didn't really think nothing of it. And then yesterday I come back from my lunch break, and my boss is like, hey, man, I need you to come over here and sit down before you clock in. And I'm like, fuck. All right, yeah, I'm stoned. You got me. Yeah. And so he's like, I need you to watch this video. And I watched the video, and what happened was this guy's pulling down the big track of dough and drops the whole thing. And then not only does he drop the whole thing, but there's dough all over the ground. He starts scooping them up with his hands and throwing them back into the trays and restock the pile. And then, And then on the camera, here comes me walking out the back door. It's right as he's restacked the pile. And like I'm like wobbling, I'm all fat, and it's in fast forward.
Yeah.
So me and my boss just started laughing immediately.
Yeah,
just power waddling.
And
I proceed to talk to the guy for like 3 minutes, and then I take off my delivery, and I just barely missed the whole exchange.
Yeah.
And I just thought, oh my god, dude, that's so funny. And like I was wondering if you
so gross.
Oh, it's disgusting. I'm so glad like, you know, none of that food got put out to anybody or anything. But like it was definitely one of those like you want to laugh, and at the same time you're almost like in shock. You're like, oh fuck, dude, like we could have just served like 50 gravel pizzas.
Oh yeah, but you also got to think about the fact too that like So I worked at Sonic in high school, and our ice machine was kind of like behind, and then we had like an ice box where we like made all the drinks and stuff. And then we had this like 5-gallon old water thing that you get. Basically, we cut the top off of like a 5-gallon water jug that like you see at the water cooler in an office.
Yeah.
And it had a handle on it. And then we just set it on the ground whenever we were done. And then whenever we needed to get ice, we just pick the bucket up and then just dip the whole goddamn bucket into the new ice.
Ew.
And then go and pour it over in that. And no one ever thought anything of it. And then we did it when a health inspector was there and was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
Like,
shut it down.
Yeah, you need to stop what you're doing right now.
Yeah, dude. Like,
and like we just been serving people fucking like ground like nasty Sonic ground ice for years, you know. And then I would see shit like in the kitchen, like you don't have to wear gloves in Kansas whenever you're preparing food. It's not a requirement.
Not here either.
Yeah. And like people would wash their hands and stuff like that, but if you just watch workers, a lot of them don't really think about it, and they might like adjust, like wipe something out of their eye,
scratch the top of their head,
yeah, or something, and then they're just making food, you know. And I went to a deli actually in one of the small towns that we were at, and this lady washed her hands and then put on gloves, and then probably 5 or 6 times while she was making my sandwich right in front of me, just kept adjusting her hair behind her ear.
Oh,
and then like would like touch her face and shit. I'm like, I don't really give a fuck. She wasn't nasty looking, but I was like, you went through the trouble to wash your hands and put on gloves, and then you're just touching your fucking face in like ear area while you're making my sandwich without even like thinking about it.
Yeah, and then like, you know, it's all situational too, because if that person would have been gross, that would have been like, no, I don't want this food anymore. And then but if the food was good enough, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but we're also super nice here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
So I probably would have like, even if she would have been gross, I would still just would have taken it anyways, rather than make a scene about it.
Yeah, we had a running joke on the show that I'm a cuck because I'm so nice to people. You know, like
I mean, not really.
Out here, if you have kind of like a Midwestern kind of politeness to you, like if you treat people like people and not animals, you're kind of a cuck. Like it's fucked up, but it's like people will like walk on you and think you're weak for it. Which is totally just status, and if you want to believe in then that, you know, it's sad for you, but unfortunately it's really what's going on here a lot. And like, so like I'll make a joke, like there's like a joke that I cucked out at a supermarket because like somebody did something that I didn't like and I was just okay with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't make a big deal.
I was gonna say that's
like,
pretty standard.
Yeah, like in the same story, right? If I would have saw the chick putting her hair behind her ear and I wouldn't have said something, cuck. And to me it's just like, no, it's like it just wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, it's like I'm not. Well, you're actually seen as an asshole if you make like you're instantly called a Karen. Like I was at Subway, and this lady had ordered online, and then she went in to pick it up, and then when she picked it up, she's like, "Hey, do you know if you guys toasted it? Because the last time I ordered through here, I wanted it toasted and was completely cold."
No, just squeeze it a little bit. You can't tell if the bread is crunchy.
Well, so the worker was like, I don't know, I didn't make it.
Yeah.
And then the lady was like, well, can you check? And so the lady like grabbed it and was like, I don't think this is toasted. And then so the lady, like the worker fucking unrolled it and she's like, yeah, it's not toasted. And then just kind of like pushed it back towards her.
Yeah.
The customer was like, well, then fucking toast it.
Yeah, dude, like what are you talking about?
And they're just super fucking pissed. And I was looking at I was kind of on the woman's side. She was being a real Karen.
Yeah. See,
you know?
same situation. Like, I would have been
fucking dog shit bitch.
Yeah.
But at the same time, everyone in there was like, fuck this bitch. Just take the sandwich and deal with it.
Yeah.
You know, just don't come back next time.
Yeah. See,
you're considered an asshole if you lose your shit.
Exactly. Like I would have went two ways with that. Either I would have politely been like, would you mind just throwing it in the toaster for me real quick? Or I would have just eaten the sandwich. You know what I'm saying?
But
like,
at the same time, on that worker's part, it's just fucking retarded because it's like, all right, you tell me, hey man, I want this sandwich toasted, and then I package it up. I totally forget to toast it, and you're like, oh, it's not toasted. The normal response is, oh fuck, sorry, and then you just go and toast it.
Yeah,
but
no questions asked.
Yeah, but this worker's response was like, well, I didn't make it, so.
Not only is it I didn't make it, not only was it I didn't make it, but then also like, yeah, it's not done. Take it.
Yeah, it's not done. Go fuck yourself.
This isn't what you want. Go eat it, bitch. Like, jeez.
Yeah, Exactly. No, I go in there enough that they all know who I am, and this was kind of like a newer person.
Oh yeah.
And so the manager was there the next day, and I was like, "Hey, one of your workers, I think actually has autism, and
Yeah.
or just is just a fuck." And I told her about it. Bitch got fired. It was
Beautiful.
like it was the ultimate like power move. I jacked off to it for like a week.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
dude, getting someone fired? Oh my god.
Yeah, and it wasn't
It's
even
like almost
like I
tastes
was
good,
the,
like extra honey
yeah,
mustard.
yeah, It wasn't even like I was vindictive about it, because I wasn't directly involved.
Yeah.
I just saw the thing go down, and I've said both sides. Is like the lady was kind of being a bitch, but then also your worker was just not even about customer service at all.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh yeah, no, that's fucked up," and then went and fired her. And then like she was leaving as I was leaving.
You
It was so awkward, dude. But I had
get a sandwich in your hand, a fucking Pepsi. Like, sorry, bitch.
yeah. Yeah, but my dick is just super hard. Yeah.
I could say
it was great.
two things. One, similarly, there's a place called El Pollo Loco here.
Okay.
And it's just like, think about like imagine KFC but Mexican. So it's like instead of fried chicken, it's all grilled chicken, and then like
Okay.
instead of like fucking mashed potatoes and gravy with coleslaw, it's
rice.
like rice and beans with like corn fucking salsa. So
That sounds lit.
yeah, honestly, I go there. But that's why I was bringing it up. Is I go there so much that the staff recognizes me, and like if I don't go for like more than like a week or two, like somebody will always say something. They're like, "Oh, where
Well,
you
next time I
been?"
see you.
Yeah, like, "Hey, I haven't seen you in a while." It's like, "Yeah, extra tacos. Fuck you."
Yeah,
Thank you.
exactly.
But
I'm glad that I have that at Subway and not somewhere else. It could be like a Sonic or somewhere else. You know what I mean?
heartbreaking. Have you ever had somebody at like like fast food say, "See you tomorrow"?
No, no. I've never gotten to that level of fat.
I have definitely gone to that
Thankfully.
level of fat. I used to be 400 pounds
Okay,
or a
gotcha.
little bit more, honestly.
Mhm.
Like it's hard to tell because like once you get past 330, like a regular scale won't tell you your weight anymore.
Oh shit!
Yeah. So like, so now
it's just it's just
yeah.
another day for you, and you're like, just an extra 3,000 calories on top, and whatever.
Yeah, not like an extra fucking 8, dude. Like fucking.
Here, my wife's calling me. Hold
Oh,
on.
answer it live on the show. Put the voice up to the microphone and everything.
Oh, hold on. Probably.
This brief intermission is brought to you by Black Tie CBD. Use code THICK1, and hopefully they didn't take away the promo code as soon as Mike left. And they might have. Also, they might not even know we're sponsoring them. I bet they don't even check. I bet they've gotten like 4 THICK1 promo codes in the last 4 years, and it's almost like they forget about it every time until they see it. It's like, they just go, oh shit, I totally forgot that there's a podcast that for 200 consistent weeks has shouted out my product. So hopefully if you use THICK1, it works. If not, hey, it was a good ride. Thanks, Black Tie CBD. But,
yeah, exactly.
So,
But still patron them.
so I have a Karen story for you, actually.
Okay, this is gotta be the last one that my wife's yelling at me. I've got some yard work to do.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're almost at the hour 30 mark in this anyway. So I was working at like a richer city in the Bay Area outside of San Francisco. It's kind of like where the people who make all the money in San Francisco go to live. It was a city called like San Ramon. And
It's called what?
San Ramon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like where Black Hawk is, if you've ever heard of that. But it's like the hills of Oakland where all the celebrities live and shit.
Yeah, I got you.
So I was working there, and like there was like another Gagurgenspoigels down the road, like a couple miles. And people, whenever they would Google like their nearest Gagurgenspoigels for that one, they somehow would get the name for ours. So this Karen lady, like, she ordered like a 2 liter of like Coke Zero, which is we didn't have any.
Yeah.
So because like the one I was working at was like a shit store, like nobody in this rich area was trying to eat this low grade $5 pizza. So like so she's like, I ordered a 2 liter of Coke Zero, and I was like, oh man, I'm really sorry. All I have is Diet Coke. Like I wonder why it let you order. And then I find out that she had ordered from a different store that actually had that sit. So instead of understanding that not only did she order from the wrong place or that I just didn't have the soda, she starts yelling at me and like about how I didn't have the soda, about how this is bad customer service. And then I was like, well, I'll let you have like a couple of the 20-ounce Coke Zeros. Like you can have like 2 or 3 of them. And as she's yelling, without breaking a beat, she walks over to the cooler and she's taking all of the 20-ounce Coke Zeros out of the cooler and like yelling at me about customer service and about how wrong this is and how she's going to call corporate. And I think I let her walk out with about 10 of them.
Oh my God.
She filled out the whole, like, I basically just like, I told my manager, I was like, look, we got robbed by like,
yeah. Like send the police to her house.
yeah, exactly, dude. Like it was fucking absolutely nuts. So
wait, was this on a delivery or this was like she came in to pick it up in store?
In store. Yeah.
Well, then she should have fucking. Okay. Dude, I was thinking.
The whole thing was like, none of it was my fault. But, oh, you got pups in the background.
Yeah, I think he just randomly opened up my door because it was definitely shut with a knob.
He's smart.
Yeah, but if it would have been a delivery, like I could see a woman like that doing that on a delivery too. Like you show up and you've got the pizza and like maybe you don't have the Coke Zero and she starts yelling at you for not having it.
I've
I would
had
immediately
that.
just be like you see what I'm carrying right now. I don't have a 2-liter of Coke Zero up my ass right now, so you're just gonna have to deal with this.
Oh,
you
dude,
know?
the worst is when people like they'll order online and they'll fuck up their own order.
Yeah,
Like they'll order.
It's your fault.
Yeah, they're like, this pizza has cheese. I can't eat cheese. It's like, first of all, why the fuck did you order a pizza then? Like, you just wanted bread and marinara with some sausage, bitch? Like, why did you go through the trouble of this? And then secondly, it's like you're the one who clicked, yeah, keep the cheese on that motherfucker. I didn't do this to you. And like, but they treat you like you just like tried to kill their dog in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's full murderer energy. Like,
dude, like, okay, so I will say that if I were to work in retail again, it would have to be a part-time job. And the reason why I say a part-time job and have a full-time job that is like pays my bills and I just want to do it for extra money, because I would just let everyone fucking have it. Like if they were shitty to me,
yes,
I don't need this job. So unless I'm working for a mom and pop store where it's actually gonna affect them,
that's the dream.
like if I'm working for a corporate or a corporation, and someone starts yelling at me, I'm gonna yell back. You know what I mean? Like I've seen several videos of like, dudes that work at Burger King or McDonald's or something, and they get a shitty customer and they just like start beating the fuck out of the customer. I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably straight out of prison. That's their only job. But fuck yeah, fuck those people. Fuck cunts.
I'm here for it, bro.
Yeah,
fuck
take them back and dump their head in the fucking fryer. Maybe they'll learn a lesson.
Goddamn right. Well, hey,
yeah, I'm gonna get a fucking gallon of hot grease and come throw it at you.
We're gonna shoot a Freddy Krueger movie, bitch.
Yeah, you mess with the wrong motherfucker. You're bitching about not getting fries, and now you're permanently fucking scarred for the rest of your life.
You ever seen human shit not in a toilet before? You're going to.
It's gonna be on your face and in your mouth.
Well, hey, buddy, I'm gonna let you go, but before we go, I'd like to go ahead and do all your plugs.
Yeah, so I had a lot of fun, man, as always. You can check us out, the Redneck Review Podcast. We are TRR42069 on Facebook. And then from Facebook, I've got our YouTube link. You can find us on there. We do the show live every Friday at 7:30 Central Time. So for all you fucks out there in California, it's 5:30 in the evening. And if you live on the East Coast, that is 8:30 at night. And you can do the math in between.
And when do they actually? When did they release after the live one?
So we release the audio every Monday. You can find it on all major platforms. The Redneck Review. It's pretty fucking easy to find. Leave us a review if you like what you hear. We actually just had John on this last Friday, so 2 days ago. We had him on, and it was a great fucking show. I had a great time. So be looking for that episode tomorrow.
Actually, by the time this comes out, this will come out Wednesday, so this will be out already. So
I was
gonna say when you guys hear this, go ahead and pop over to the Redneck Review. If you are in the Discord, I'm gonna post a link to the episode as well. And yeah, man, it was a lot of fun. Always, we had a really good time.
Yeah, dude, I hands down say that was our best episode that we've ever had. It was so much fun. A lot of laughs. Everybody had a lot of good laughs on that one for sure. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it was a good time. And have you talked about our upcoming project with your viewers or your listeners? No, not yet. I've only mentioned it on your show, but this is this is a nice little sneak preview to a show that you and I might be doing in the future. Yeah. Called right now the running name is the City Bumpkins Podcast. I really like that.
I do too.
It's just, it just fits.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel like it's almost like two slurs, but almost like
exactly. Yeah.
Well, right on, brother. I appreciate you so much for coming on. Always a pleasure. Maybe next time we'll have you and Quint. If not, it'll be like another episode of the City Bumpkins and another little preview.
Sure. Yeah. So thanks for having me on, guys, and we'll see you next time. All right.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out Redneck Review. Shout out JPH Original. And
shout out JPH Original. Free my boy JPH.
Free JPH, bro. All right, see ya, buddy.
All right, see you, man.